Today is Tuesday, June 7th. I need that timestamp here so you can understand. On Thursday, June 9th, the House of Representatives Select Committee on January 6th is going to meet in primetime televised hearings that all the major news networks except Fox News are going to cover. Fox News is saying it is not going to waste its time. I don't understand why they should. This is from Deadline. When the January 6th committee holds its first primetime hearing on Thursday, Fox News will stay with its primetime lineup of Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, and Laura Ingraham. The proceedings will air on Fox Business. The hearing starts at 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, with broadcast networks planning to preempt their regular scheduled programming to cover the proceedings. Fox News' Brett Baer and Martha McCallum instead will anchor the coverage on Fox Business. Later on Fox News, they will be joined by Shannon Bream for a 2-hour reaction special starting at 11 p.m., preempting Gutfeld. Fox News is also offering live streams without authentication and feeds to Fox broadcast affiliates of the coverage. You will note that the congressional Democrats and the media and the pundit class have insisted on a primetime viewing by the American public. They want maximum exposure. Now, I don't mean to put this crassly. I don't mean to offend. I don't mean to enrage or hurt your sensibilities. But can I be blunt with you? A nation that moves on from the mass murders of elementary school students multiple times in this country is not a nation that's going to care at all about the January 6th hearing. You may not like that. You may consider that a damning indictment on the American public, but it's true. We've had Sandy Hook. We've had Parkland. I guess that was high school, not elementary school. We've had Uvalde, Texas. The Senate will do something. There will be no assault weapons ban. There will be no major restrictions on the Second Amendment right in this country. And by the way, I agree. I don't think there should be. I think the problem is a mental health issue. It's not an access to gun issue. This person was deeply screwed up. We need to rebuild the family, not take away Second Amendment rights. But a country that moves on from the shootings at elementary schools is not a country that's going to give one whit about a bunch of idiots storming the United States Capitol and accomplishing exactly nothing. One person died. She was trying to break through a window to get into the speaker's lobby to open doors for the mob. They shot and killed her. She thinks she was a hero. She died thinking she was on the right side. She wasn't, by the way. She wasn't. And I know there are people who try to rewrite history and claim that she was. She was not. She was a conspiracy theorist on the bad side of history. God bless her, her memory, and the service she gave to this country before going down the rabbit hole. But she's the only person who died that day. Now, I realize the Democrats want you to believe a bunch of police officers were killed that day. That's not actually true. Some were hurt on the job. Yes, that's true. We shouldn't minimize that. But it wasn't a bunch of elementary school children getting gunned down. The nation moves on from that. We will move on from January 6th. The pundit class and the press and the Democrats want you to obsess about January 6th. They want you to care. If you live within 100 miles of Washington, D.C., and you're a Democrat or on TV as a talking head, you probably care greatly about January 6th. Everywhere else in the country, you care more about putting gas in your car. You care more about buying groceries. You care more about your job and the economic turmoil of this country. You care more about a whole lot of other things than you care about January 6th. The only people who care about January 6th are the people in the media who insist that you care. The same bullies who attack you during Pride Month for not caring enough and wearing a rainbow flag on your jersey for a baseball team are the people who demand you care about January 6th. The out-of-touch elitists of America care greatly. Nobody else gives a damn about January 6th at this point. The economy is in shambles. COVID is rearing its head again. I don't know if y'all knew that. There's another COVID surge in the country. I was supposed to have dinner last night with someone who got COVID and couldn't come to dinner. It's happening. Not that you or I care about it, but it's happening. In blue areas of the country, they desperately care that COVID is surging again. Meanwhile, gas has every single day hit another record high. And the Democrats and the press want you to care about January 6, 2021, when they don't care about the summer of 2022. They're making all sorts of excuses for Joe Biden. They're making all sorts of excuses as if everything is out of his hands. He can't do anything. None of it is his fault. Please spare Joe the blame. And by the way, care desperately, please, about January 6th. That's just not going to work. It's just not going to happen. There are things you desperately care about, and the media doesn't care about those things. There are things you desperately care about, and the Democrats do not care about those things. There are things you desperately care about, and the president does not care. Period. And they're going to make you try. They're going to try to force you. A nation that moves on from school shootings, from mass shootings, is a nation that is going to move on from January 6th. The United States Press Corps and the Democrats, by the way, the Democrats have hired the former head of ABC News to choreograph, script, and message and narrate the hearings, the public hearings at 8 p.m. on Thursday. They are doing this by design to tie January 6th to the Republicans and the Democrats, or tie it to the Republicans and Donald Trump. Most Americans aren't going to watch. They will get bored very quickly. It will be performance art for the Democrats. Democrats will care, but here's the thing the Democrats and the media forget. The people who care greatly about January 6th are the people who already are voting Democrat, and there aren't enough of them to matter. The nation has moved on because the nation can't move forward without filling up their tank with gas. That matters greatly. The fact that the president and the Democrats and the American Press Corps do not understand this, or understand it but think you must care about this. The bottom line is very simple. You are on a daily basis impacted by gas prices. You are on a daily basis impacted by inflation. You are on a daily basis impacted by the supply chain. My wife has a Mac laptop. It broke last month. Video card went bad. It's been a month. She can't get it back because the parts are in short supply. Apple is having supply chain problems. Apple is having supply chain problems. And they want you to care about something that did nothing. They want you to care about something that did nothing. If we're crass, honest, and cruel about it, and I don't mean to be cruel, but it's true, it didn't do anything. Donald Trump didn't become president of the United States. He was not able to forestall Joe Biden's election. The people who think the election is stolen, there will always be people who think the election was stolen. For God's sakes, the Democrats think 2016 was stolen and 2018 was stolen from Stacey Abrams. It didn't stop the actual outcome, but they want you to care because they were emotionally traumatized and you're not, and they hate you because you're not emotionally traumatized. And they want you to be emotionally traumatized by live television hearings scripted by the former president of ABC News. It's not going to do a damn good, and you're going to be the bad guy when it's over because the media is going to turn on you for not caring sufficiently about your democracy when you elect Republicans in November. And the reason you will elect Republicans in November is not because you don't care about democracy, but because you care greatly about the economy that was fine when Donald Trump was in the White House and went in the crapper when Joe Biden got there. And they don't understand that.